I was on my papa's son when I hit the ground. I was on the run. Welcome, everybody. This is the first episode of our new sportscast here at the Sports 2.0 Network. This is ZZ Props, and my name is Andrew Zaiser. I will be your host. Alongside me is the one, the only PC Principal, my father. So, pretty much, guys, the point of this show, why we had this big idea to do this, was I just got back into going to college for sports journalism. And me and my dad were kind of just shooting the shit over the summer, talking about, man, it'd be cool if we started our own podcast or something like that, kind of just doing maybe a gambling podcast, you know, not daily, just a weekly. We're big NFL guys, diehard Chicago Bears fans. So we thought this would be a cool opportunity. I met Rodney Newpole through my Uncle John and ended up being a guest host. You guys may have watched that show on Putting the Kids to Bed. That was this past Sunday night. Had a little bit of technical issues, Wi-Fi wise, but that's how this opportunity kind of came about. So I will give my dad the floor, give him a chance to kind of tell us who he is and everything, and then we will get into exactly why we are doing this show.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm a diehard NFL guy. I love my Chicago Bears. Always root for them, pulling for them. They got a tough first week matchup. We'll see what happens on Sunday night. Other than that, I also like Notre Dame as my college football team. It was one that pulled at my heart this past week. It was something when I'm glad they came out on top on victory, and Florida State's not a terrible team, but Notre Dame pulled it off. And just a little bit about me and my football allegiances, Chicago Bears all the way, and University of Notre Dame. Let's go.
All right. And that's same. I grew up watching him root for losers, so I decided to start rooting for losers too. We're Chicago Cubs fans as well, so it's his damn fault that I root for a bunch of losers. So pretty much what we got going here, our concept, we are going to be doing a weekly gambling show on here. We are probably going to be aiming for airing on Friday nights, but we wanted to do this first show before the NFL kicks off tomorrow with that Buccaneers and Cowboys game. So our concept, we put $500 into a FanDuel Sportsbook account. That is the platform we are going to be using, is FanDuel Sportsbook. That's where all of our money line numbers, we're over-unders, all that. So that's where, if you guys want to follow us, listen to our dumbasses, maybe make a little bit of money. So our goal at the end of this pretty much was this $500, maybe turn it into $2,000 or $3,000, and me and Pops can kind of kick off the that thing that we've had on our bucket list to getting 2 Super Bowl tickets and going in LA this year. It's far out dream, far out goal, but we're going to try and get it done. So with the help of you guys, we hope you guys follow along, listen to this, enjoy us shooting the shit pretty much about football. What's better than than doing that all freaking night long?
I can think of nothing.
All right. So this is how it's going to work. Units. So one of our units, these can change weekly. It depends on how our success is going and everything. But this week 1, one unit is going to represent $20. Half a unit's going to be $10 bets. So this is what we're going to do. Each week, I'm going to have 3 units. Dad's going to have 3 units. Pick 6 pretty much, but it could technically be pick 12. So if my dad has a bet that's a half unit, maybe he's not fully invested on that bet, he just wants to put a half unit, $10 on that, that's what we're going to do. If he's all in on that and he wants to go a full unit, he can do that. And if he wants to, he can do $40. Even if he's dead set on, for example, the Bears knocking off the Rams this week. I don't know what his picks are. He doesn't know what my picks are. We're going to try and make this interesting. Maybe he'll throw $60 on the Bears. I doubt it, but we will see what happens. Also, if one of us has the same pick, that is going to be double down, and we're going to, so say his was a half unit, mine was a full unit bet, that would equal $30, $20 and $10 bet, and we'll do that. We will lock that in. We won't change it. We're just going to roll with it. Maybe it's meant to be, or maybe we're both just dumbasses. Either way, we're going to figure it out. We're going to see how this goes. Little bit of preview tomorrow night, Dad. Who you got? You got the Cowboys knocking off the Bucs tomorrow, or what do you got? The spread is sitting at 8.5 right now in favor of the Bucs, the defending Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, there's no way that I think that that's going to happen where the Bucs are going to lose. I do believe the Bucs are going to win. I don't know about that spread. That's going to be something that I think I will probably stay away from as far as the spread. It could be a good game. Who knows what we're going to get with Dallas. Dak Prescott coming off those injuries. O-line's got some questions right now. Defense, are they actually going to be able to play this year, or are they going to be a bunch of patsies like they were last year? Who knows what's going to happen with Dallas? Being the first game, I just don't know what to pick. I've got the Bucs all in if you wanted to bet the money line, but I don't even know what the odds are on that. Probably not worth the money to do that.
I believe it's -400. So not much unless you're betting $100 something. It's
not even worth it. Don't even mess it. Don't touch with it. But I mean, gamble on your own out there with that. I don't know the 8.5 spread. That's a big spread for them to cover. I do believe the Bucs will win, but I don't know if they can cover 8.5. Just hoping for a good game, good kickoff to the season.
All right, I agree. They did add Micah Parsons with, I believe, their 10th overall pick this year, so hopefully he can give them a spark they need. Just kidding. I hate the Cowboys. I hope they lose by 14 or 20 or even 30. That'd be wonderful.
Okay, they got that Notre Dame boy Ramsey. If he can stay healthy for once and help that linebacker core, they got several good linebackers, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yes, sir. So let's just hop right into it then, and we're going to start off with Dad. Let's get your first pick of the week we got here. Are you going half unit, full unit on your first pick? What game you got? Who you taking?
Everybody out there, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to spread the love a little bit this week. I'm not going to throw down a bunch of 1-unit bets or even 2-unit bets. I'm going to break them down into half-unit bets, sprinkle a little bit here and there, see what I can find. See if I can find a couple winners. We're just kicking off this journey to the Super Bowl, and I'm afraid to go in the hole too far, but hopefully we'll come out ahead. We're going to win some. We're going to lose some. That's just the way gambling goes, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at my slate, I'm going to go ahead and I'll throw my first one out there at a half-unit bet. I've got the Washington football team. The Washington football team at +1 are the odds that I got that locked in at FanDuel. Shep printed those odds off this afternoon. Couple reasons here. You got Herbert coming off of his injury. What's he going to be like? Yeah, he had an outstanding rookie season, played well last year, but with that injury, is he going to be tentative? Young guy. He seems to be a go-getter, but I don't know what's going to happen there. The wide receivers are good, but how long can Herbert stay in there? Is the O-line going to hold up? Austin Eckler, decent running back. He can get the job done some. Not putting a lot of stock in there, though. I'm just going to go and throw it out there, a little bit of bias pick with the Washington football team. They got the beard, man. I love me some Fitzpatrick. And Fitzpatrick get an opportunity on a team with some true studs like Terry McLaurin going out there making some big plays. Hopefully they can stay healthy, and I wish nothing but the best for the beard. They got a decent backfield. We'll see what the offense brings. Coaching staff is just unbelievable. I love what they got going on in Washington. Riverboat Ron coming through all the time. So I've got the Washington football team at a +1, throwing a half unit down on that. I will throw in also the the over does interest me a little bit here at 44.5. The Chargers could come out and score a bunch of points. But I think the football team's also going to with Fitzpatrick. He likes to throw that ball downfield. So at 44.5, that's not a ton of points. So I've got a little bit of interest in the over. I'm not going to throw money on it right now, but I'm leaning that way possibly.
I disagree with Dad on that one on the over. I think Washington has one of the best defenses in the league. As far as high-scoring game, I know Herbert's got a lot of potential. He's got Keenan Allen as a weapon there. He's on my fantasy team, but I would stay away from over-under on that. This is really just a toss-up, ladies and gentlemen. What I like to call these are the parlay busters. Parlay busters, because you're going to be watching this one on Sunday, and it's going to be going back and forth, I have a feeling. And I really do think this -1, somebody's going to win. I don't see it obviously being a 28-27 game pushing. FanDuel, that's another thing we'll talk about on parlays. On FanDuel, I actually ran into this, message Dad. I had college football parlay going last week, and I thought that it got blown up because one of the games tied. But what it does there, it just adjusts it. So it will eliminate that game. So it will still give you that point. Your odds will change, but you could still actually win your parlay on FanDuel if this ties. So if you had this in a parlay and the score's 28-27, and that's what you had it at, you had the -1, say for the Chargers, then it will actually, your parlay will still be alive. Now, usually if you just got those yellow slips, that ain't how it works. So that's a cool thing about using FanDuel as well. Obviously, we're not getting any money from FanDuel to be talking so highly of them, but still, I really do enjoy their format, and it has been helpful. So
I notice on that screen, Andrew, it says Chargers -1. I want to make sure everyone out there knows that I am picking the Washington football team at +1.
Yep.
Washington football team +1 half unit.
Yep. Yes, sir. All right, Dad, that's a good pick. So we're going to go into mine, and I'm just going to say right now, I did not touch that game just because of my fear of that 1 point. I could see that one going either way. So with my first pick, this is what I'm going. Everybody's talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, how they're going to be rejuvenated, all this. They're going to go 20-0. Bullshit. I got Cleveland Browns +230 money line knocking off the Kansas City Chiefs in week 1. I think Baker Mayfield and this team, I think it's the most stacked, honestly, when it comes 1 through 52. I think they have the best roster in all of football, and I wouldn't mind looking at a future on Cleveland Browns taking them to the Super Bowl this year. I really like this pick. I think I'm going to go a full unit on it, $20 +230. I think there's going to be a little bit of drama. There always is week 1. All the money's going in on the Chiefs. I'm going to fade that, and I'm going to go Cleveland Browns money line, not covering, money line all the way. Browns win.
Wow. That's about all I got. I'd say I'd have to fade that bet. I'm not sure about that. I think Kansas City Chiefs are going to be a machine once again. Cleveland Browns, as much as I love the story about the Cleveland Browns and everything that they stand for, I just don't know. I mean, I want to pull for Baker Mayfield. I like his attitude. I like him as a guy. I just don't know. Like their defense a lot. Oh, man, that's a rough one, Andrew. I'd fade you on that one, but Andrew's locking it in.
We got to get to the Super Bowl, guys. That's how we're getting there, all right? Browns knocking off the Chiefs is what I got. And there it is, folks. Let me put it up there. So if some of you missed that, Cleveland Browns money line +230. See, go ahead and comment on here. Let us guys know, what do you think about that? Our first picks here, me and Dad's dad. I'll remind you guys, he had Washington football team +1. My first pick, I got Cleveland Browns money line +230. All right, Pops, what we got? Number 2.
Number 2 for me is a little bit of a personal grudge match to me. I try to keep emotions and personal feelings out of gambling, but Philadelphia Eagles, I can't stand you. I'm going to go ahead and go with Atlanta at -3. The game is going to be held in Atlanta. As far as when it comes to Philly, like I said, I got a grudge against them. They've done some bad things to my Chicago Bears. One of the worst memories I've got as a Chicago Bears fan is the Bears and Philadelphia in the playoffs when I thought the Bears were going to make it to the Super Bowl. And on top of that, that was the year that the birth of Noodle Arm Foles was born. Old Nick Foles got famous off of one playoff run, and all of a sudden the Bears end up with a third-string quarterback, Nick Foles, who I cleverly named Noodle Arm because I just cannot trust the man whatsoever. So I've got that. Atlanta -3. With Atlanta, you got Matt Ryan. I mean, the guy, he's just the gamer, playing every single year. Yes, I know he's getting old. He's getting wrinkles, but hey, look at Tom Brady and what he's doing. Matt Ryan is consistent year in and year out. I realize that they've lost Julio Jones, but you know what? It's time for Calvin Ridley, baby. Calvin Ridley's going to step up, have an amazing season. I truly do believe that. It's the birth of Kyle Pitts, the super tight end as well. I think he's going to do some amazing things. I don't know that necessarily see him as a true tight end. He's a big, big boy, going to get the job done. And on top of that, you know what? They got Josh Rosen on their roster. Josh Rosen is a backup quarterback. I feel sorry for that young man. He's been booted around the NFL left and right. I can't believe he made a roster. So here we go. Atlanta lock it in, -3 at home.
Hey, Dad, will you go ahead and stand up and give us a little spin around for the camera so we can all see that jersey you're wearing? Yeah. Yep.
And Mitch, we trust.
So this is the thing about my dad. He has this weird thing about like giving quarterbacks like way too many chances. He's got Matty Ice. He apparently, I don't know, he's sipping that juice. I wasn't aware of that. He's always the guy that drafts Tom Brady in the second round of a fantasy football draft.
First round,
maybe. He's that guy. Don't know the job. He bought my little brother, who's a diehard Arizona Cardinals fan, Quentin. He bought him a Josh Rosen jersey. Well, and he's bought him other jerseys. And Quentin seems to have a jersey curse going. He had a Subban jersey. He's a Nashville Predators fan. He got traded. Got him the Josh Rosen one.
He's got J.J. Watt in the mail coming this way. J.J. Watt.
And he's got a Kyler Murray one last year. So I think it's like the Madden cover curse when it comes to Quentin with his jerseys. So hopefully J.J. Watt and Kyler Murray don't fall victim to that as well. But no, I like the pick. I don't agree with anything else that you said, really. And you
don't have no grudge against them, Philly?
I do. I'm talking about your quarterback alliances.
Here you go. Nick Foles. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You don't like Nick Foles.
I hate Nick Foles.
You hate Nick Foles.
I hate
Noodle arm is what he calls
Noodle arm Foles. Noodle arm Foles.
All right.
He took over Mitch's time last year. He took over Mitch's time.
Yeah.
That's fine. We still made the playoffs. That's fine. Good luck, Mitch in Buffalo. You're not a bad man.
Hopefully this game don't look like the Bears Falcons game last year when Nick Foles came in and led the drive to victory to keep our undefeated season alive early on. So
we'll see. Get on to your next pick. What do you got? What other bozo pick do you got?
All right, next pick. So this one's for you, Quentin, as well. We just talked about him. I'm not sipping the Cliff Kingsbury juice, people. I'm not sipping it at all. Now, what I am sipping is this Tennessee Titans roster. It is very, very underrated. I think that these guys have a chance with Tannehill, who's one of the most underrated quarterbacks when it comes to being the most consistent in the NFL. He's a guy who's going to get it done, nothing fancy, but silently he'll throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in a game. And then you got the beast himself and Derrick Henry that you cannot stop. He's going to make J.J. Watt collapse to his knees. He's going to run all over this Arizona Cardinals offense. I got the Tennessee Titans, full unit, $20, covering that -3 spread against the Arizona Cardinals. What do you think about that?
I think that's a good bet, but I'm not betting it because I don't want to argue with your brother in the house. So
yeah,
we'll
I hope
see what
you're
happens.
watching.
I think that is a great bet. I think that's most likely probably going to cover. Yes, I think Arizona is going to be a good team. I really do, but man, they play in a tough conference. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think Tennessee also. I would agree with Andrew. I do. I'm sipping a little bit of Tennessee juice. Sipping a little bit of that juice. But I love me some Derrick Henry. That man can run over anybody. They've added weapons at wide receiver. You got Ryan Tannehill. What a great story, converting from wide receiver to quarterback and then making his way this way. I love the coaching staff. I do think the Tennessee Titans are going to be a solid football team this year.
All right. Well, let's get on to your third pick, Father. We got a full unit or a half unit on this one.
Once again, I'm going to go with a half unit. Once again, just sprinkle a little bit here, a little bit there. It's week 1. Got to figure out where the chips are going to fall. I'm not sure who's going to be doing what, who's going to get hurt. You got injuries all over the place, which brings me to my next pick. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Indianapolis Colts. Okay. I think the Colts are going to be a good team, but they got that injury bug going on. Who knows what's going to happen with the quarterback, with Quentin Nelson, also Notre Dame alumni, of course. He is a strong individual and a strong man, but they both got little footsie injuries to their toes or something, so they may not be able to play. We'll see what happens with that. Putting it down on Seattle, -2.5. -2.5, and it's a home game for the Colts. So not getting a whole lot of respect out of the Colts. I think a lot of people are out there kind of in wonderland what's going to happen with them this week. The Seattle, and Russ I trust. Russ Wilson is a stud. He's always getting the job done. He wins. I love DK Metcalf. Wonderful. Lockett is questionable this week. We'll see what happens with him. But you got DK Metcalf all over the place. Defense, it's a question mark. We don't know what's going to happen. But at one time, they were the Legion of Boom. I don't know that they're going to be that. But I think they're going to be a little bit more solid of a defense this year. With that, I do think the Colts, Jonathan Taylor is going to be a stud. But once again, I think they're going to have to rely a lot on that running game this week. And I'm not sure what's going to happen with Carson Wentz. And I don't trust Carson Wentz. He's hurt every time. Who knows what's going to happen? I can't say what I'd really like to say about Carson Wentz. Anywho, I think it's going to be a struggle for the Colts in week 1. Seahawks -3. Half unit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first week of this show, double down. I completely agree. And people, I have a full unit on this bet. So lock this in for a $30 bet from Cox and Son this week. I totally agree with Dad on this one. It's a no-brainer. -2.5. I don't even care if Carson Wentz is playing with his hurt little footsie that he just talked about. I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't care who your quarterback is. I don't even know what's that back.
You throw 3 interceptions healthy. What's he going to do with a hurt foot? Throw 5? Who knows?
No,
or get hurt again.
That is great. That is, we have agreed that one is -106 is what they got the Seahawks on that one. So it was, I got it at -3. So that point,
I got it at FanDuel right now this afternoon. At FanDuel, it was -2.5. Now there could have been some movement on that line.
I just checked before. It is -3, but I'm
still taking it. I'm locking
it in.
Yeah. If the worst we get a tie at -3 with a field goal, you're going to get your money back on the $30 bet. -3, lock it in. I think it's a no-brainer.
There we have it, folks. So I did a little bit different than Dad this week. I went all in on. I just have my 3 bets. So, Dad, go ahead and give us what you got left on there.
All right, I'll give you my one other half unit bet. Going to be another afternoon game. My half unit bet, and man, I'm not letting personal allegiances get in the way of this. I just think this is going to be a no-brainer as well a little bit, but it's only a half unit. I've got Green Bay covering at New Orleans at -4. Green Bay covering at New Orleans -4, just for a litany of reasons. A-Rod, what a weird guy. But he's going to get the job done. He wants to prove all the haters wrong, prove a point to Green Bay and the community and to everybody that he knows that I am still the greatest. And unfortunately, he's pretty darn good. Riding A-Rod, receivers, they're good. Hopefully they can stay healthy. You got Devontae Adams hooking up with A-Rod. Going to be breaking some records this year, most likely. Watch out for Devontae Adams all the time. Aaron Jones, I like him as a running back. Can he stay healthy? He runs the ball really, really hard. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. Defense, question mark. Who knows what you're going to get with their defense? You just never know, but they're never terrible. They're usually about the middle of the pack. They're going to be just fine. With New Orleans, I got to admit, I like Jameis Winston. I wish him nothing but the best, but he's a gunslinger. What's going to happen? I don't know. I don't trust him against Green Bay.
That's the thing, though. I'm afraid that just everything that I like. I agree with the pick. I looked at it. It's a good pick. It's just tough that -4. It may not seem like a lot, but I could see this being one of those games where just
you got to take in consideration too. New Orleans isn't playing in New Orleans. I think they're at Jacksonville this weekend because of the hurricane. So it is a home game, but it's not truly at home. Now, will Green Bay travel from the north all the way down to Jacksonville?
I'm just worried about the locker room. I still don't think everything's resolved there. And are they going to come out and play?
I think the locker room's going to rally around Aaron Rodgers more than they're going to be the coaching staff and the GM. I really do.
Well,
he may be a weird dude, but I think he's a good leader.
Well, folks, hopefully it don't come down to bringing A-Rod off the field there at the end and kicking a field goal instead of going for the win. But we will see what happens. All right, next pick.
Next pick, this is my 1 full unit bet out of my 3 units. We're allotting each other each week. My 1 full unit, haters going to hate, always going to hate. I've got New England Patriots over the Miami Dolphins at -3. Yes, I'm jumping on that hate train of the Patriots. You know what? I will admit I am sipping the Mac Jones juice. I think Mac Jones is the right quarterback, is the right choice. You know, hey, No hard feelings to Cam Newton. He's a good guy, great quarterback. I wish him nothing but the best, moving on to another team and having some success. But he's already guaranteed his money for this year, so why would he bother playing? I don't know what's going to happen there, but I feel like he's a competitor. As far as Mac Jones, what an accurate passer. Him hooking up with Jonnu, the new tight end, I think that's going to be a huge connection.
Hunter Henry.
And Hunter Henry's also there. So the tight ends, I think they're going to run a 2 tight end squad, actually, when I looked at the depth chart today. So he's going to have those as safety outlets. The backfield's going to rotate backs in.
Well, hopefully one of them doesn't end up in prison. Last time they ran a 2T set, you saw what happened there. So
yeah, we won't need to talk about that, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Also, Nelson Aguilar can stretch the field now, but he is questionable right now. We'll see what happens with him. As far as Miami, man, Tua Tagovailoa, however you say his name, I just don't know that I trust in him. I like the quarterback. And they were lucky last year, a lot of turnovers. I just don't know that they've got what it takes to outduel Belichick and whatever team he puts out there.
I don't like lefty quarterback. It's rare. Left-handed quarterbacks it's hard. It's hard for them to have success in the NFL.
So I'll lock it in. New England Patriots -3 full unit.
All right. Well, we got. You got any left, or was that the last one?
That was my last. I've used up my 3 units. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
So in review, guys, we will go over it again. I will just say mine real quick. I got Cleveland Browns. I got a full unit on them on the money line. He loves that pick. That is his favorite one of my picks. I have the Tennessee Titans -3 full unit. That is at -102. And then we have our double down of the week, me and Dad, Seattle Seahawks. He sold at -2.5. I believe the money line has changed to -3, so we're going to lock that in quick before it keeps going up and people figure out what we're thinking. So we're going to lock that in for a $30 bet, 3 unit, or 2. I'm sorry. No, that'd be 1.5 units on that one. He only had a half unit. I had a full unit on that one. All right. And then, Dad, in review, what do you got again, just to remind the listeners?
Going in review, I've got the Washington football team at +1 for a half unit. I also have Atlanta at -3 at half a unit. I have Seattle at -2.5, possibly at -3 right now at half a unit. And I have Green Bay at half of a unit at -4. And then my 1 unit bet is New England -3.
All right, guys. We're going to keep track of this next week for our segment. We're going to see who had the better week. We're going to keep track of records, see which units, who cashed in more.
Of course, the money.
Yep. And we'll keep you guys updated on a weekly basis. Where that's $500, we'll have a counter. We're going to show you guys how much we're at week to week. If it's up, if it's down, if you guys want to leave comments, see what your guesses are going to be for how much money, how long we're going to last. Are we going to only last 3 weeks at this and then just realize it wasn't meant to be? Or can we make it the entire NFL season, guys? All right, we're going to move on to our next segment. We have 2 segments left for you guys. I'm sorry, 3 segments left for you guys. This is something that I am notorious for. Father will explain more on this. We're going to call this one right here Andrew's Dumbass Parlay of the Week. It's going to be a weekly session. I'm going to come up with different ways each week to make my dumb picks. This week, it was just a random pick. So this is what we got for you guys, all right? So Andrew's Dumbass Parlay. This is all money line bets, okay? We got the Steelers money line, Dolphins money line, Packers money line, Giants money line, and Vikings money line. That is going to equate to plus 2,649. And on a $5 bet, that's all Dad's allowing me to put on this. He doesn't want us to go broke on my dumbass parlays. That would equate to $132.48 payout. So that would be real good on our journey. So what do you think about that?
I think this doesn't surprise me. This is something Andrew does every week during the NFL season. He gives me some bet that he wants me to bet, and I just shake my head. And I got nothing else. I'll just shake my head. If it hits, wonderful. If not, It's $5. Good luck, son.
I do this and, I get bored, it's just money, right? Whatever. I gamble responsibly, people. I don't look at these bets and be like, let's go, put the rent money on this one. That's what I'm not asking you guys to do. It's just fun. I'm a dreamer. I like to be far out. I like to have a little bit of skin in the game. That's why we do this. It makes the game more interesting. That's why we all do fantasy football. It gives us a hand. It makes us feel like we're a part of the game. And that's what this is all about. It's about having some fun. And it'd be even more fun if we win some money while we're doing it. So let me guys know what you think about this. If you're going to go ahead and play Andrew's dumbass parlay of the week. And let me know what you guys, maybe you'll throw $10 on this, because if it hits, baby, we're going to be happy. So we'll move on to our next segment. Our next segment, we are called ZZ Props. So what would our show be without a prop bet? So this is the ZZ Prop of the week in celebration of tomorrow being the start of the NFL season. We figured we'd want to watch something tomorrow, have something to look forward to. So Dad saw this one last night, thought it'd be a good pick. So this is what we got. Mike Evans. This is on FanDuel right now, so get on and get it before these odds change. I think it could hit very easily. Mike Evans, 75-plus receiving yards, and a Buccaneers win. I mean, the Bucs win is almost a lock. And the thing is, I kind of argued with that about on this was, there's so much wealth to be spread around with all these receivers and tight ends that they got. That's the only issue with Evans' 75-plus yards here. But who knows? He could get that on the first drive of the game. I don't know. That's all we need, just maybe 2 big 30-yard plays, and this bet's going to hit, guys. So I think we're just putting a half unit on this. $10, is that correct?
Half unit on this bet. And I like Mike Evans. He's once again seems like a good guy. I think Tom Brady's going to hook up with him more often. Yes, I understand they got Godwin, they've got Antonio Brown, they got Leonard Fournette, they got all of these studs, but I could see each one of those guys get 75 yards receiving. So I think this is a good bet. I think the Bucs win is a lock. Evans getting 75. I think that is definitely doable at plus 230 odds. At $10, that's going to win us $23. Can't go wrong there. Let's give it a whirl.
I think there was another one if you guys want to look into it too. What was there was a Tom Brady one? Was there?
There's a Tom Brady at 350 plus. You also have Goodwin at 75 plus receiving yards, and you also had Fournette, I believe.
Was it 75 yards and a Bucs win as well?
Yes, it's all with the Bucs win combo. So it is on FanDuel. I will do more player props as the season gets going. I'm trying to feel things out a little bit this week, and also not all the props are available. So I'll probably sprinkle a little bit on a few of the props this weekend with the player props.
And we'll let you know how
We'll let you know how that turns out next
and
week.
then, the thing is, me and Dad on the Notre Dame, we told you we're Notre Dame fans. We had a Jack Cohn plus 300 plus passing yards and Notre Dame win. Well, we hit on that Cohn one in the third quarter, and we sweated the win out, but it hit.
We sweat the victory.
I believe that hit for plus 300 was what we won on that. We won like 30 or $40, something like that. All right. And then we wouldn't be Bears fans. You see behind us, guys, we got the Singletary, Butkus, Urlacher, Monsters of the Midway, Decades of Dominance behind us. So this is going to be our next one and our final one of the week. It is the Bear Down bet of the week. So this is what me and Dad came up with. Here it is, folks. Bear Down bet of the week. Bears versus Rams. Under 47.5. That's sitting at negative 115 right now. Yeah, I know, you guys. We have so much faith in our team. You think that we would throw moneyline Bears, huh? Well, I don't know with Dandy Andy, unfortunately, folks.
Red Rocket.
So that is our Bear Down bet of the week. What expand on this? Dad kind of was
47.5 points. I kind of let Andrew this bet a little bit. I mean, I think both defenses are great. One is outstanding. The thing is, you guys can pick that one on your own. Which one's great? Which one's outstanding? Both teams have a lot to prove. Obviously, the Rams have loaded up. That's why I'm not willing to bet a winner or a loser on this one. But even if the Rams were to beat my dearly beloved Chicago Bears 30-13, we'd still come in under easily. So I think this is a good bet. I'm hoping the Bears win. I'm not saying that they won't, but I do think it's going to be a low-scoring affair as both defenses, one is great, one is outstanding. The story will be told on the field.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I could see this hitting as well. You know, like I touched on the show with Rodney earlier this week, I got bad luck betting on my teams, guys. It's if I bet on the Cubs to win, they lose. If I bet on the Cubs to lose, they win. If I bet on the Bears to win, they lose. You know what I'm saying. So it's just, you want to bet with your heart and all this stuff. Dad's not going to do this, but I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to throw a future bet on the Bears to win the Super Bowl, because if I didn't, I'd be mad at myself. He won't do this, but I'll do it for my Bears Nation out there. I'm going to do that in my own personal account. But
well, Bears make the playoffs. Playoffs. Bears make the playoffs.
I believe we are sitting on FanDuel over under 8 wins right now. So what do you got at over under?
I think we were sitting, and I did check that bet at, it's at 7.5. I do like that bet because they're probably going to be an 8-9 team, a 9-8 team. So sitting at 7.5 wins, I mean, I think Vegas has got that one pegged legitimately. But a few breaks this way, Justin Fields finally takes the field eventually at some point. We're going to win 3 or 4 games just off of his talent alone, hopefully, and everybody can stay healthy, and we'll see what happens. I would pick the over on that at 7.5. But that's wishful thinking as well.
I got the Bears 10-7 this year. That's my prediction, guys. Well, Dad, I think this was great. I'm sorry. We're going to try and get things more organized. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants tonight. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I just wanted to give a big shout out. This is the anniversary of my cousin Jake, who passed away last year. I just wanted to give a big shout out to him. We miss you, buddy. Hope you're living it up there in heaven. Also, just wanted to really thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Hopefully our dreams will come to fruition and we'll be able to gather enough money to go to the Super Bowl and kick that off our bucket list. You got anything to close with, Dad?
I got nothing. Gamble responsibly, have fun, enjoy opening weekend. It's going to be great, and let's get to the Super Bowl, son.
All right, guys. Like I said, this is Andrew Zaiser, and this is our first episode ever of ZZ Props, a father and son's journey to the Super Bowl. This is the PC Principal himself. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight, and we will see you most likely either next Wednesday or next Friday night. I will keep you guys informed on that. Thanks, guys.